Hey, what's up, boys and girls? This is Eddie Thoneick, live and direct from my beautiful magic room in Germany. I'm here with the boys of FutureMusic magazine, and today I'm going to show you the secret weapons of the production of Live Your Life, how I created the bass, how I created the piano, edited the vocals and everything. So be prepared, it's going to be a good one. So first of all, I think the beats are an important part. A lot of people ask me how I started to do to get the beats so strong. Well, first of all, I was working. Always, I start with the bass drum, which most of the times from sample libraries don't fit properly, you know. So I have to rework them most of the time. Therefore, I use one plugin, which is called the Alchemist, which can tighten the bass drum a lot. This is the plugin, and you have some sort of functions that you can set dynamics. You can put on the release, the attack mode, and the compression and everything. So, and you can even go and widen the whole thing. So let me check. Okay, that was the wrong level. Hold on. Okay, here we go. So if we take a close look at this, it already sounds pretty tight, but I'm going to make it a little. There's one function, it's called bittersweet. I always use that. Hold on. It gives the track a little bit more attack than it used to be. Open up the ratio a little bit. The threshold, you hear it directly here. You see it's a little bit too much. But it sounds really tight now already. So in here you can adjust the bass, hear the mids and the high frequencies of the bass drum. So that's from the idea. It's the only thing that I use most of the time on the bass drum. Okay, then when I found the right bass drum, I most of the time go and check for the hi-hats. I already organized to produce a loop, which sounds like this. I most of the time take loops from sample libraries, which I'm going to cut into pieces and put together in a new way. Okay, and the hi-hats, I want them to be a little bit stereo spread. You know, so that's why I have this little beauty here. It's called the Sonarix Stereo Tools. You simply go to the wide section and just put it to the right, and then you see here how it's going to be spread. You know, now it's like quite mono, quite in the middle, and you can really spread it out. And then you can adjust if you want it to be a little bit more on the left or a little bit on the right side. So this way I have, it gives the whole beat section a little bit more room, a little bit more stereo feeling. So then I have another shaker. Now it's actually the same loop, but I put it in the background with a light phaser on it. It's a plug-in from the Cubase. And I just put a lot of feedback on there, put it on mix 100%. So together they sound like this, you know? The shaker that I'll use at the background mix is in the middle, and the main loop is a little bit stereo spread. And here we got another one that I'm using additionally. It's just a normal open hi-hat. I didn't put anything on there, just did some slight EQing, put up the heights, and did a low cut on that, so it doesn't take away any frequencies in the low frequencies. Okay, and that's what it sounds like when I use it all together. Okay, so one more important thing, of course, is the clap section, which for my track here, Live Your Life, was important. I wanted to give it a little bit of some disco clap touch, so I took a old loop, sliced it into pieces, and just took the bass drum and the clap for that one. So that's this one. So it's a very common, a well-known clap, I think, from the 70s. A little bit of EQing again, which you can see here. Just put down the low frequencies and the ones that were a little bit too much, and yeah, and some original claps like these, totally dry, and this one. I panned them a little bit. The first one I put a little bit to the left and the other one a little bit to the right, so you again get a little bit of stereo feeling here. So let's check. So that's what we have now, the whole loop, and the claps, the additional ones. So, and when I have finished the whole beat section, then I'm going to start finding the right instruments for the track. And of course, the way how I start producing is always get a piano sound and then trying to find the right melody for it. In the case of Live Your Life, I was searching for the right piano sound, and I was going through Nexus. I was searching the Ivory upright pianos, Grand Studios, but they all sounded too huge. So I wanted something like a little bit old school, and I was thinking about, well, let's go to the M1 from Korg. Yeah, so here it is, and in the browser menu you can look for the section pianos, and I just tried out some sounds, and I was focused on this sound here. It sounds really old schooly, like from the 90s. A lot of people use that one. So I said, that's gonna be the piano of Live Your Life. And I started playing, you know, I just tried to find new melodies, improvising a little bit, and that's how I got stuck into this. So very clean and simple. And I said, that sounds awesome already, but I need to get some sort of bass line to it, which is gonna make the sound positive and anthemic. So I was going to the deep tones of the piano, and it went like this. So that was the whole chord of the Live Your Life thing. It's pretty easy, just change the deep notes of it. And yeah, it turns out that everybody loved those. Okay.
So I mean, for anybody that doesn't play, isn't trained on piano like you, what's some of the rules to doing that melodic right hand and left hand? Because that's kind of a lot of killer house tunes have that sort of
playing sync at the same time, or what?
Not just playing the root notes.
Or just I you know, normally people who don't play the piano, they are used to playing the chords with 3 fingers, you know, with these, and you can just go like. You know, that's what people can do. You know, but if it comes to the point where you have to do some melody things, then you are limited as a person who doesn't know how to play the piano. It's the same like if I would take the guitar right now and wanted to play something like this, impossible. You know, but. It's always good to have a little musical background to start doing something like that. Otherwise, I wouldn't be possible for me to get to that point as well. So, of course, it's difficult to get these left hand, right hand things going. But what I can suggest is you just go and record one part. Hold on, just the right hand. So done, you're gonna quantize it. So then you have this. Yeah. And And now you can easily take the left hand and try out what you want to do. So these are the harmonies that I took for Live Your Life. Hold on. Okay, so here we go. And then you have to find the right accentuation, how you want to play the melodic part. If you want to play it like this, or you can also go like... something like that, but that was a little bit too messy for me. So I said I'm going to play it in the same way like the right hand is going to play it. So it's going to be like this. Quantize. So and you're ready to go. That's the whole piano part. Easy. One of the most important things for my productions is always getting, electronic music is always based on low frequencies. So bass and beats are the most important things to get the energy rolling in the clubs. So my productions are always filled with strong beats and strong basses. So the beats I already have. And now I was looking for the bass line. The bass line I took out of the Silent One, which I used a lot in the last couple of years. Went through the synthesizer section, and this is the preset sound. You know, it's a lead sound, and you normally won't go and use this one as a bass. So what I did, checked out the high and low frequencies here. So I said, okay, we have to filter it down. Here we go. And I wanted to give it a little bit of that wow effect, that you have like the filtered modulation effect a little bit. And that's how I do it. I put down the attack completely and just go, the decay and sustain has to be quite low. Yeah? Hold on a second. Okay, I got this one. Put the resonance a little bit up so you hear the wow effect a little bit. And then most of the time it's a freeware that I use all the time. It's called Blockfish. I think a lot of you guys know it. It's this little beauty here, and it's from you can download it on digitalfishphones.com. It's a freeware. I use it since 4 years, I think. And there's one preset that's called Close-Up Vocals, and you just it makes the sound so much tighter. If you have a small reverb on the bass already, it sets the reverb totally. It brings it to the front. So now the sound is already a little bit better. It sounds much tighter now. That little reverb comes. You can hear the reverb properly now. And what's also very, very useful in Cubase, Logic users don't have the possibility to use it. It's the Quadra Fuzz. It's a fantastic, it's a multi distortion plugin which you can use. You can put all 4 frequencies, low, mid, and high, to distort separately, which is a fantastic tool. The only problem is it uses a lot of, see that again? Yeah. So so it gives the whole thing a little bit of dirtiness that I like in the productions. Of course, the other thing that you need is you want to get the bass line moving as soon as the beats are rolling. And that's why I put a sidechain on that. Hold on, I'll first show you the bass line, which is already here. Okay. Okay, needs a little bit more deep frequencies. There we go already. Okay, first of all we have the bass line and the bass drum. It already sounds quite tight now. The bass drum has a little bit too much attack here. Okay, it's fine. So we have all elements now actually. We've got the piano, we got the beats, and we got the bass line. Now it's time to get some additional synthesizers, which we're gonna use. Again, Mr. Silent in the house. There are fantastic lead sounds on there which you can use. So, okay, we got the lead sound. This is in the key mode. You can see how I played the notes. Yeah. So pretty easy. And for me, it's important to get a little bit movement into, a little bit speed into the track. So that's why I played it like this. And you have in Cubase you have the possibility to write and draw the whole automation scenes in there. So I put the filter in here from the synthesizer, so I can just simply draw it up and down as I want it to be, like this. Okay. And also put the reverb on it, which I also took out of the synthesizer, silent. You can see it here, and you can adjust it a little bit. I widen the whole reverb very much in the synthesizers to give them more room, to make them sound a little bit more anthemic. Yeah, the dry-wet character I put on 50%. The size is like medium. A little bit of pre-delay, so you have a little bit space between the play tone and the reverb. So, okay, a little bit of release on it, because otherwise, oh, hold on, otherwise it sounds like this. You always get those crackling sounds in there when you filter them down. You hear them here. So simply put up the release a little bit, and you're good to go. Okay, so that's one synthesizer I use. The other one is this one, which is also the silent. I just use silent in this project. So that's how I played it, and you just simply go and filter it up and down, and that's it. I didn't put a lot of effects on it, just a little bit of reverb, and that's all. So let's go and listen how it starts. At the beginning I always like to do like high cut beats, so it doesn't take away all the energy that we need for the bass drum to set in. So you have the bass line here, the beats there. A little bit of reverb. Okay, so here we go. Fade in the hi-hats that we did. Come in with the disco claps. Fade in the filter in the big strings. Nice wind effects and a reverb on the whole. There we go. Here's the pianos. So that's the whole anthemic break part. Now it's time to get the arrangement done to get out of the break. How do I do that? It's important for me to get the build-ups up with a high-pass filter. That's what I do all the time. Big winds and big noises who lift off to the climax, and at the point of the highest climax I have to have the high-pass filter who takes away the energy, so the energy is there in full effect when the beat drops in. That's the most important part for me. So I did it here in the second break. I'll just show you how I did it. I know it can be done easier, but I learned it like this. I teach it to myself. Just bounce the part that you want to rework. So you just mark it with loop. Yeah, so this is actually the parts that I wanted to high pass filter and use them just as an audio file to put effects and everything on there. So you can do with the file whatever you want. If the changes are right and you don't want to change anything anymore, just go ahead, take the loop there and just bounce it. So I'm going to do that. So audio export. Okay. Okay, I call it complete. So just export it as a WAV file. Stereo out, and here we go. Okay, it takes a couple of seconds. And after you did that, after you bounced these parts, you can simply go and import it into the loop. Of course, you have to go then and mute all the tracks that you just bounce. Yeah, so you don't have it double layered. So, and this is the part that I bounced just in one audio file. Here, you can see it. Hold on, there. And now you can simply go and put a lot of effects out there. You can put a filter on there, you can put a reverb on it, which brings it up to the climax. Hold on a second. So this is the part who leads into the main part again. So what I can do now is take a simple reverb. This, for example. So it sounds dry like this. Put the reverb time up 220, perhaps here with the waves reverb. So you can hear that it's going like bigger and wider. And then when I did that, you can put on an additional high-pass filter. I use the Thoneick. It's a pretty simple one, but it's fantastic. It's called TBK. And you could choose either way if you want to use a high-pass, low-pass, bypass options. Or from the resonance, you can choose low, medium, high, or root. Well, root I don't use at all because it's really too rough. So just put it on medium, and then you can simply go like this. Also with automation. Yeah, really. You see, you filter it completely, so you barely hear anything anymore. And if you add then the additional reverb, it sounds like this. So that's actually what I did with this. And then if you add an additional effects like winds, I have some decent winds that I also created myself. It's like this one, which is going on for ages. It takes like 30 seconds or something. But in combination together, it's great. Huh? You hear it, huh? Here's another effect. And then you can go like, bam, straight in the face. Okay. So, and another effect that I use is also silent, yeah. But I reworked this one a little bit. You probably know this also from the, my inspiration for using this kind of effect was the Swedish guys, of course. Yeah, because sometimes when you listen to tracks of them, they have like a small phasing white noise going in the background, panning a little bit from left to right, phasing, and that's what I try to do here because it gives a little bit more of, it makes the track more sound alive. Okay, hold on. It's here. This one. Okay. Should I use the... Yeah, I simply use the chorus of the silent actually. Not a separate flanger or something. You just simply go and can adjust the levels here. Put the delay down, put the rate on lowest possible rate. So it goes really, really slow. So the movement is really slow. Put the depth up to 7 or what is it? The whites, open it completely, and the feedback has to be up. And then you can simply go and adjust the... when you want to have a strong effect, you just put it on completely wet. If you just want it a little bit, just go back to dry. If you want to listen to the whole thing, how it sounds all together, it sounds like this. So we have all the synthesizers, we have the piano, we have the bass line and everything. The only thing that's coming later are the vocals. Okay. pass filter. Something like that. But at least you have a lot of energy when the beats come in again. Okay, so another effect that I used is from the Jupiter. It's from Arturia synthesizer, which has a lot of fantastic analog sounds. Okay, this is, I just took it from a simple noisy sound here. You've got the filter. And the great thing you can do you can use it either way as a hi-hat, as a shuffled hi-hat or something, or as a simple noise, or simply like a small shuffled hi-hat or something. Okay. And what I did, I took these and played them like this. Okay, so 16th just shuffled a little bit, and then you can, the nice thing that you can do is you can turn them into a whitewash, you know, going like this. Here going, simply opening up the release will bring them up to a noise. So that's what I did is, additionally to the whole thing, and it sounds like this. Open up the release here. Okay, so that's actually the whole break build-up that I did here. So what I normally do to get the vocals arranged, I mostly go and make a rough bounce of the playback. So simply go, mark everything, put a loop on it, and then bounce the whole thing. Go file, export, audio file, call it Michael Schumacher, and then simply export, or whatever name you want it to. Okay, if you did that, we're going to the vocal arrangement. I already imported the audio file, which you can see here, and these are the vocal snippets that I got. The vocals have been sung by Shawnee Taylor from America, and when I started to do the playback, I sent it over to Erick Morillo, and Erick said I have the perfect vocalist for that, because we wanted to get a soulful atmosphere in the track, but keeping it up to date with the sound of today. So Shawnee Taylor got into studio, wrote the track together with Dwayne Harden, the lyrics, which are amazing, I think, and everybody can sing along to those. I was really blown away when I heard the demo, and I was really hot to work with the vocals. And they sent me the vocals. They were already perfectly recorded. Normally, when you have like big diva vocals with a lot of screaming and everything, you have a lot of room in the recording, which is really hard to handle if you have to reduce that, because they go further. When they scream a lot, they're going further away from the microphone. Sometimes it's a little bit too much, so you can hear a lot of room in it, in the recording. So what I did here is putting the, let me see, I've got the lead vocals, which are these. Sometimes you just need to let go. Don't keep it all inside. So, okay, what you can hear directly is that you can hear the playback during her recording when she had the headphones on.
Sometimes you just need to let go.
Yeah.
Don't keep.
You can't help it. You can't put those, get those out of the recording. But I think in the mixture with everything, with the playback playing later on, you won't have a problem at all. So what do I do to get the vocals right, sounding right? First of all, it's important getting the lead vocals. Most of the time, I ask the vocalist to sing the lead vocals 2 or 3 times. So I have some possibilities to do some stereo widening with it, or just doubling the vocals, because it makes it sound much, much bigger. That's also what like hip hop artists do in their productions. You can most of the people ask themselves, hey, how do I get the vocals sound so fat? So they simply go either way, recording it or copying it and changing it slightly, and just putting 3 or 4 different recordings layered over each other. Here I didn't have the possibility to do it. Shawnee just sang it once. We just wanted it to be totally clear and totally clean, with 1 recording over it and some backing vocals. So lead vocals we recorded, then we had ad-libs, which I edited a little bit, and the chorus. I got the chorus in separate files, which were like 8 different stems. And the problem here was getting them layered over each other on the exact same point. Playback bounced. Okay, what I did here, the chorus part, took a little chorus part and just faded it in. Okay, at the moment the vocals are still totally dry. And if the vocals are really dry and no compression, nothing over it, they really sound like putting just on top of the track. So what I need to do now is getting them tightened up into the playback. So what do I do when I want to rework the lead vocals? The recordings are never sung in the same volume, so I just have to go and adjust it a little bit, which you can do with a compressor, which I love to use is the R compressor, which is from Waves again. Let me check where it is. Here it is. Okay. Hold on. So if you go to the vocal, simply loop it.
Sometimes you just need to let go.
So what you can do here, put the ratio down a little bit.
Sometimes you just have to let the whole world know
you see the peak.
that you're gonna be alright. So come on,
Reduce the threshold.
Give it up, get into your rhythm.
And put the release around, I mostly do it, I put it around 80. And this way you can
sometimes you just need to
see
let
that
go.
the vocals are compressed.
Don't keep it all inside.
And this way the levels are adjusted a little bit. What I also use a lot to give it a little bit more room is the CLA vocal stereo, which is pretty much the only thing that you need for reworking the vocals, because you have the possibilities to adjust the bass, treble, a little bit of compression, what I just did with the air compressor, reverb, delay, and the stereo width. Okay, have a listen what we can do.
Sometimes you just have to let the whole
You already have some the basic preset function here.
world know that you're gonna be
I want more room on the reverb, so you just put it on large.
alright. So come on, give it up, get into your rhythm. No need
And I want a slight delay on it, so I mostly put it on quarter.
for you to be stressed. So come on, give it up, get into your system and find your happiness.
Here, and then you can you can go and use some stereo widening, which I do on the backing vocals, because I want the lead vocals in the middle and the chorus and everything a little bit put to left and right. So when the chorus sets in, it goes, the sun shines, you know? That's what we want to do. Okay. You can hear it now.
Sometimes you just need to let go. Don't keep it all inside.
You can hear the difference.
Sometimes you just have to let the whole world know that you're gonna be.
The stereo widener is perfect for the backing vocals. I use it nearly all the time. And if I'm going to double vocals, like lead vocals, then I'm going to simply imagine this is the second recording. What I do is then cut the bass, adjust the treble a little bit, and put the vocal completely in stereo spread.
Be alright. So come on, give it up.
Put the vocal down from the volume a little bit from the second take. And what also helps a little bit is if you just move the vocal a little bit to the left or to the right. So it's not directly one-on-one on each other.
Sometimes you just need to let go. Don't keep it all inside.
So this is the backing vocal and together.
Sometimes you just have to let the whole world know that you're gonna be alright.
So it sounds perfect now.
So come on, give it up, get into your rhythm.
Okay, so we are done, and let's listen how it sounds in the context. Of course, we have to do it here as well. Hold on. Vocals, A, stereo. Okay. Widen the stereo, put a quarter delay on it, reverb on large. Compression we already have. Sounds much better already.
Don't keep it all inside. Sometimes you just have to let the whole world know that you're gonna be alright. So come on, give it up, get into your rhythm.
You hear it here when the chorus comes in. Due to the fact that I stereo widened it, it sounds really, it's opening. The track is opening.
No need for you to be stressed. So come on, give it up, get into your system and find your happiness. Live your life, be free. You know you can have it all. You know you can have it all. Live your life, be free. Yeah. Have it all.
Okay. All right, so that's actually the whole thing, how I rework the vocals and put them on top. What you need to do in the end, to get the vocals really integrated into the playback, is you have the possibility to use two different types. I use a lot this Oxford Dynamics. It's a Sonox plugin, which you can buy online as well. And it has a really fine preset, which is called Buzz. And it already gives a little bit tightness. You have the possibility to warm up the track, limit it, or compress it a little bit. In this case, I just have the compressor here. Otherwise, what I prefer nowadays is one beauty from Isotope. It's called Ozone. It's a fantastic all-over plugin which you can use for mastering or pre-mastering. So here you have the possibility. You have 4 different kinds of band widening, the low frequencies, 2 mids and 1 high. And you can simply go, let me check. I will loop it here. So before using the Ozone, you have to be careful that the input level is not peaking, because otherwise the effects don't work properly. Okay, here you have the imaging of the stereo picture. You can simply go bypass off. Okay. You can widen the height. Which I just do a little bit. Yeah. You can listen it just to show you how the difference is. So just put it on a little bit, and I never touch the bass because you don't want to get the bass drum to get like stereo. Okay. I mostly put the widening down a little bit, and then you can adjust the stereo imaging. I just put it like this. Okay, and most of you people who start producing the tracks and think they have the product ready and then playing it out in the club, most of you think, fuck, my track is it's not loud enough. You know, and that has to do with the loudness. It has to be maximized. That's what you can do with this one as well. So most of the time, when you bounce a track and you think it's finished and it's not loud enough from the volume in the club, it's already peaking. You know, and you don't know what to do. So simply take the Ozone, the loudness maximizer. You just put it out. Put down the threshold, and you already hear it getting louder without changing the clipping, you know? So in here you can adjust it as well. So here's the difference. Okay, let me check. You see, this is how we had it. It's on. It's already clipping a little bit on 0.6 decibels, and now with the Ozone on it, it's the same but louder. Okay, so that's what I do as a pre-mastering. So in the club, it sounds properly like the other tracks. So that's all I did for this one before I gave it to the mastering to Subliminal. Ladies and gentlemen, today I'm going to show you a little bit about vocal editing. I know it's one of the most important parts in the production, so I'm going to show you how I rework everything. So, for example, I have a vocal here, which is fresh out of the recording studio, non-edited, nothing. So it sounds like this.
The road that you travel, walk as far as it goes, but don't you ever forget.
Okay, so you hear a lot of breathers and everything, and during the production phase, I'm not the biggest fan of breathers and background noises and paper what do you call it?
Rustling, yeah.
Paper rustling?
Rustling, yeah. Okay,
I'm not a big fan of paper rustling where the lyrics are on. You can always hear everything. So I think it's really important to cut everything into pieces and take out the unwanted parts. it's getting difficult and it's getting a lot of work if you have a lot of vocals, a lot of backing vocals, if the lead vocals are recorded a couple of times more. In this case, the lead vocals were recorded 3 times. So you can also expect the vocals not to be completely 100% layered over each other. So that's the second thing that I have to do, you know, so it directly starts at the same second. Well, first of all, important is cutting the whole thing into pieces.
Road that you travel.
So this part in between, you can either way use a gate for that, so all the unwanted sounds are pushed away. But I'm not the biggest fan of the gates because it sometimes takes a little bit of the loveliness in the vocal. So I'm old school, doing it old school way, just cutting the pieces that I don't need. Okay, oh, where is it here? Okay, so here's the breath, away, gone. So
Walk as far as the road that you travel. Walk as far as it goes. But
yeah, so here as well. So and what is an important thing is that it doesn't sound cut off. You just simply go, mark it and fade it out. You know, so you can see the fade out here, so it goes smoothly.
walk as far as it goes.
And that's what I did with the whole vocal. You can see it right here. Okay, so here you can see it with every little bit and pieces here that I did it for the whole song. It takes a couple of hours to do everything, but it's really worth the work. So the vocals have been doubled 3 times, so I have the possibility now to give the whole vocal room and space, you know, put the doubles together. It sounds like this.
The road that you travel.
I'll put out the effects. That's where we are going to come later. So it sounds like this.
The road that you travel. Walk as far as it goes.
This is the lead vox, it's out now.
Don't you ever forget
These are the backing vox.
that you're never alone.
So to give it a little bit more of a stereo feeling, I simply took the vocals, this one, and gave it some stereo spread, gave it some, changed the panning to left, nearly 100%, and I cut down the low frequencies. So additionally on that, I used the S360 imager from Waves as well. It's a surround imager where you can simply change the stereo image.
Walk as far as it goes.
It depends where you want to have the vocal, okay? And you have the speakers here so you can see where you want it. Yeah. Okay, that's what I've done for all the vocals. Then the same to the right side and one simply in the middle again.
Never forget
Here we have them.
that you're never alone.
And it's the same work actually for the choruses and the backing vocals of the choruses. You simply go and stereo widen them as well. So now it's time to have a listen to the frequencies of the vocals, if they are right from the frequencies or anything needs to be reworked. In this case, I had to rework a lot, but I think it's pretty good now. So first of all, I use the CLA, the Chris Lord, Algae. The Chris Lord Algae vocal stereo tool. It's pretty nice. I already showed it to you a couple of times. So here I simply put on a little bit of the treble, adjust it to bite, and the bass put it on low so that the lowest frequencies can be regulated. Compression, I just put it on spank and put the compression up a little bit. Reverb is a really important thing, and it sounds like this.
The road that you travel,
and add a quarter delay. So that's my everyday tool that I use anyway. Then I used Vocal Ride. It's a tool that you can use to adjust the volumes of the vocals, because the takes of the vocal here were sung in so different volume levels that it was nearly impossible to adjust it manually. So I said, okay, I have to find the tool that's going to adjust the volume levels. If the vocals are too loud, it's going to push it down, and if they are too low, they're going to adjust it a little bit. So from the idea, it's like automation, like the automation where you just write down the volume levels. So, and you can see it how it's going to move.
The road that you travel, walk as far as it goes. Don't you ever forget that you're never alone. So when you feel like you have lost your way, something will show you.
So you see that it adjusts the vocals automatically. So that's what I added as well. And then of course you hear a lot of sharp sounding S sounds. So that's what's to be worked on as well. So I took de-esser, which is here. So I close these and you can see them then. Here you go. So.
The road that you travel, walk as far as it goes.
You can simply load a female de-esser. Walk as far as it goes, for example, is pretty sharp. So here we go.
Walk as far as it goes. Don't you ever forget that you're never alone.
And you can see how it's gonna work.
So when you feel like
on all the S sounds,
you have lost your way, something will show you.
You see, this something will show you is pretty. It's pretty rough. So it smooths it out a little bit. Okay, the rest is gonna be EQing. So as you can see here, I'm going to mute it so you can have a listen to it, how it sounds like this.
The road that you travel, walk as far as it goes. The road that you travel, walk as far as it goes.
There are some frequencies that are pretty too much, so you simply have to go and adjust them a little bit. So that's what I did 3 times. Here another one. And another one. This is just the C4 that I use for adjusting the brilliantness of the vocal.
The road that you travel, walk as far as it goes.
So when you put all these plugins together, and then you have a proper rework of the vocal. This time I had to rework a lot, but all in all you just need the CLA vocal stereo spreader, for example, to use as a basic. Vocal Ride you can use, you don't need it. You can also draw it in the automation fields, and de-esser is important, and the EQing. Just try out to find where the sharp frequencies are and simply drag them down and you are done.